Actually, the employee handbook is the foundation of your culture. It says how we work and are we sticking to it or not, right? In other videos, we chatted about like either like culture or ethics or being a great corporate citizen, right? And following the rules is a big piece of how you want to work. Now, look, as far as like creating a learning environment and all that, it doesn't mean following the rules is being so strict and like you're going to get smacked with the ruler. It's more of a what's our process for resolving things and let's stick to it. What's our creed? How do we work together? In a way, it's our path to alignment, right? There's black, there's white, and there's gray, especially in startups, right? There's so many different things that have to be created. This allows us to really understand, what can we expect, especially when times are turbulent or you have to get rid of a teammate that's not quite working out, or you have five people they're doing great, but what are we all agreeing to as far as the process for promotion? What are we agreeing to as far as the process of how we evaluate each other? Some of these things should be in here. Also, safety stuff, right? Like in case of a fire, do we have a actual program, for how we make sure we're safe? Is there a protocol for like lockout tagouts? Is there a safety manual? Where would you find that information? A lot of that stuff is going to be right here. And also making sure that you understand what classes are protected, right? You might work at the same place for 20, 30, 40 years, right? And things change. There's some of our clients have had a lot of questions about like how do we handle people, how do we handle people who maybe identify as a different gender now, like what are protected classes? How do we make sure that people know that that's not going to impact our decision on how we hire, right? How do we communicate that we care about and support them? So your employee handbook really does serve as a guide to help out with your culture. And it's not just a book. It's all about using the book and putting it in a position and sticking to it, right? And the thing is, if you're gonna throw the book at somebody, right, you got to make sure you throw the book at everybody, because this is how you keep things fair. And look, I think as companies grow and things change, it's always great to start off with a legally reviewed handbook that just goes over some of the basics, right? Usually you start from there, and then this is a living, breathing document. It'll change as you guys grow, as you guys develop your culture, as you guys decide that there's new ways of doing things or better ways to do them. So think about this as your friend, and the employee handbook is a way for you to communicate to your team how you guys work together, and it's our process. And just make sure you stick to it. Just make sure you stick to it, because if you don't, people will call you out on it. They will not believe in it, and thus there will be no order.